Back in 2022, I got my start as an NBA draft analyst. That's the very first draft class that I evaluated. And one of the very first players I evaluated was this 18-year-old lengthy kid out of Michigan State, and his name was Max Christie. I immediately fell in love with his game, had a first-round grade on him, even though he slid to the second round. I said, man, this guy could be really, really good. Reminds me a lot of like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And boy, oh boy, was I ecstatic when the Lakers were able to select him in the second round with the 35th pick in that draft class. Boy, was I ecstatic. And we saw bits and pieces of the upside from Max Christie over these past couple of years under former head coach Darvin Ham, although he never found a consistent role with this Lakers squad. Well, now after a big-time extension this summer from the Lakers, showing a big sign of confidence in Maxwell's ability and his upside and what he could do for this Lakers team this upcoming season, we are going to dive into his preseason film and show some of the stuff that he's done and what I'm really, really looking forward to for Max Christie heading into this upcoming season. If you guys are new here to the channel, I'm Sean Davis. Make sure you guys follow me on X/Twitter at Sean_DAVI. Hit that like button and subscribe here for more. Now let's get into this film breakdown. Now, the first thing I want to touch on with Max today is his offense and kind of the growth he's taken here, specifically like with his quick decisions and be able to create off the catches, shoot opportunities, and on-spot possessions. So we get this play here. We get this play here against the Timberwolves. Jalen Hood-Schifino does a good job getting a pay touch, getting in the lane. First off, great relocate by Max. Max does a great job with the shot fake. He has a great low pickup off this second dribble right here to prevent the Naz Reid steal. And then he's able to elevate, knowing he has to get up and over Rudy Gobert. Does a nice job getting the floater off there. Just plays like this from Max shows that he has not only just been in the lab, but he's continued to like grow confidence in his offensive game. And being able to just simply be able to catch and attack off of closeouts. JHS, this is Deal, this is Austin, this is Braun, AD even, creating the mismatch and creating the defense to sink in. Having a guy that could do this off your bench is something that legitimately the Lakers didn't really have last season. This is a big step for Max, in my opinion. Now, these next few plays aren't the most impressive plays in the world, right? But these plays really do show you kind of the growth that Max has taken as an offensive player, and he's really, really playing with a lot of confidence right now as an offensive player. On this first possession here, we're kind of going, backwards, but we're in the fourth quarter in a really, really tight game against the Timberwolves, and Max gets a ball screen, right? Now, will Max ever really get a lot of ball screen opportunities during the regular season? It's doubtful, right? You have a lot of guys that need touches. But Max does a great job of just recognizing Luka Garza in the drop, goes to the floater. That's an easy ID by Max. He's able to go to a floater that we haven't really seen from Max a lot since he's gone drafted, and even at Michigan State. And then this time, going now back to the second quarter of this game, he makes an early offense. He gets a side pick and roll from Jackson Hayes. Does a great job of noticing Luka Garza rotating over. Makes a right-handed pass, right-handed bounce pass to Jackson Hayes, who finishes with the dunk. And then this play right here is a little bit more impressive. This is the more impressive play out of the three. Going again, pick and roll, side pick and roll, empty side pick and roll with him and Rui Hachimura. At first, Naz Reid kind of shades over almost to the point where you think that Mike Conley might be supposed to ice this screen, but Rui, give him credit, does a good job of setting the screen, forces kind of the overreaction from Naz Reid, who's now at the level of the screen, almost like a hedge, if you will, right? And Max now does a great job of making the over-the-top pass to Rui. And in a perfect world, now this is just on Rui to be a connected passer and realize that Jay McDaniels is smashing down Jackson Hayes. DiVincenzo is in a spot on the floor where D'Lo isn't really open. So that's where this has to be a pass cross-court to Austin. Austin can knock it down or attack off that closeout, right? But these three plays, going backward sequencing there, these three plays, again, highlight Max's growth and his offensive confidence. So right now, JJ Redick saying, hey, look, we know it's preseason, but here, go have the touches, right? Go experiment at a pick and roll and getting yourself creation back a little bit more. And it really makes you think, like, what if Max got consistent minutes last season? Because I really, really do think in the minutes he did get, Max played well. Was it consistent? No, but he was a young player, and he's a young player that wasn't consistent because his minutes in his role were never consistent. So really, really good plays from Max that really, really gets you excited heading into this upcoming season. Now it's time to break down what I think Max's best strength is defensively, and that's his reaction time and his recovery, because I think Max, that's where you really, really see a lot of the athletic plays from Max, the chase downs, the really, really good contests. And actually, I think it's so good for Max that he actively kind of puts himself out of position sometimes as well, which is something we'll dive in here as well. But, I mean, I think a perfect example of this is this first play. He is kind of just a little bit too much like disengaged on the possession. It starts off with a switch, then he's guarding Jaden McDaniels. Ball gets swung out to Jaden McDaniels, and when the ball gets to Jaden McDaniels to the corner off this Mike Conley penetration, Max is he does close out. He kind of overruns the closeout just a little bit, but he does a great job of beating him to the spot, forcing the pull-up jumper from Jaden McDaniels, and he does a great job of getting a good contest and helps force the miss there. Lakers get a stop, closing out the possession with the rebound. But again, Max does such a great job defensively with his recovery. He does a great job of guarding Terrence Shannon. Does get beat a little bit, but he uses his length and his wingspan and just athleticism to get the chase down block. This time tries again on Rob Dillingham, but again, does a great job of kind of shielding his body, showing his length, and being able to use his athleticism to affect the shot at the rim. And this play, he does a really, really small thing here, but it's so huge at preventing a bucket in transition, and he gets a block for it. So Rob Dillingham is pushing in transition. Max swipes at the ball here. You guys can see it. He goes for the ball, which forces the early pickup. Notice where Rob Dillingham picks his ball up at. He is way outside the free throw line, forces the pickup, and now Max, all he has to do is just use his length, his athleticism, and his timing to now get the block shot at the rim, blocks out of bounds, and prevents an easy 2 points for the Timberwolves. That's a very, very specific, like high IQ play that wouldn't get caught live, but on the rewatch, like, man, like that's such a smart play by Max. So yes, a lot of the players will do it, but that's a really, really high IQ play that prevents 2 points on that given possession. Now, I do have a very, 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 very small nitpick about Max. Defensively, when guarding ball screens, I do think for the most part he's a good screen navigator on and off ball, but I do have a very small nitpick with him, and it's kind of with his pursuit, where kind of like I discussed earlier, that he takes this extra wide step to help him avoid ball screens, but sometimes it actually puts him out of position, and it can lead to kind of a downhill drive and put the defense as a whole unnecessarily into rotation. Now, also like I described, this also in a weird way kind of leads into what his best strength is, which we kind of highlighted defensively, is his reaction time, his recovery, and things like that. But you have plays like these two that we're going to highlight right now. This play from Max when he's guarding Joe Ingles is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So guarding Ingles, notice right here, he takes this extra wide step in his pursuit of Joe Ingles. And this is even like the biggest like bone crushing screen ever from Luka Garza. So Max just again unnecessarily takes this extra wide step in pursuit. It forces Rui to rotate over a little bit earlier than he probably has to. And now Luka Garza gets a wide open push shot in the middle of the lane, which he does miss. So this ends up being a good result, if you will, for the Lakers. But the process, kind of how we got there, is messed up, where if Max takes kind of this extra half step out and is just able to get skinny and beat him to the spot, which we've seen Max do before in the past, and kind of take that extra step out, then we can really eliminate a lot of the issues here. I'm a Max Christie guy, folks. I'm working on a top 10 breakouts video for my personal channel, Sports Headline Show, and one of those guys, spoiler alert, that's going to be on that list is Max Christie. I think he has all the tools in the world to be able to really take that jump. JJ Redick and the staff really, really believe in him. They're, I think, utilizing him in off-ball scenarios nicely. They're giving him a little bit more of a responsibility in pick and rolls, which, I mean, I like that he's gained the reps. I don't know how much I really, really want to see that in, high leverage regular season and playoff games, but defensively, he has a big skill set. He's the only guy that has real two-way upside on this team, if we're being completely honest with you. And I'm really, really excited to continue to watch the development of Max Christie throughout this season, which is year 3 in his career. He's only 21 years old, guys, and he's a keeper. I'm glad the Lakers got this just amazing steal in the second round. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think about this film breakdown in the comment section below. What are your expectations for Max Christie entering this season? And honestly, I think something that we need to talk about more is for this team to hit their ceiling, Max taking that step to where it's arguable that he could be a starter here is very, very pivotal. But make sure you guys follow me on X at Sean_DAVI. Have another film breakdown for you guys out hopefully Tuesday. So thank you for watching. I'll catch y'all the next one. Peace out.